Morning, guys. Just there. Said good day to my Emma, my partner. She's on her way to work, and here we are once again. So, if you want to lose a stone between now and Christmas, this is going to be an awesome, quick video for us to discuss how to do that. So, I looked on my calendar earlier on, and it's 11 weeks, 2 days between now and Christmas. Wow. Unbelievable. So, between now and Christmas, you want to lose a stone, it's 14 pounds. It's a great goal to have in place, right? Especially after the year that we've had. Although it's not over by any stretch of the imagination, it's a great start for next year. Now, that's kind of where I want to start with this place. So, for context, if you want to lose weight, you want to improve your lifestyle, and you want to fix those habits so that you can start next year, I'm going to use a cliche, but it's the best version of you. Like, if that's what you want, like, lean into this, watch this video. You might find it useful in some way. You might take one thing away, or it might be an amazing conversation. I don't know, but let's jump in. So, a stone, 14 pounds, 11 weeks and 2 days. Let's start with the logical. It's just over £1 a week, right? Simple stuff, easy peasy. It's no problem trying to lose. You can lose between £3 and £5 in 1 week. So about £1 a week, we can all do that. The challenge, that said, is we're now, man, I'm tired from work at the gym yesterday. The challenge, because it's good to look forward to this stuff, is it's now the 7th of October. And if we look at where we are now versus the beginning of the year, the past 10 months, if the scales are exactly where they was, then, wait a minute. That's a challenge. Maybe we've lost weight and put it back on as well. Maybe we've been going around in a bit of a circle. Now, this is going to get a bit interesting because it sounds easy. Lose a stone by Christmas. £1, a little bit more per week. I can do that. I've done it before. But if I look at where I am now versus where I was over 9 months ago, the scales haven't moved. Or they've gone back to where I started. Or maybe I've put on weight over the past year. Now, this season, autumn, winter, it's colder. We're more likely to put more clothes on. Holidays. Well, holidays might open up actually, so that's not really that relevant. America's open up at the end of the year, I've been told. Anyway, point being, there's a curiosity that is always helpful with this stuff. Now, December, and again, I'm going to go forwards, I'm going to go back, kind of time frames, and put some goals in place, and then leave you with like 3 things to go away and take away. So, December, losing weight in December, right? Let's kind of look at that. Is that something that we can do? Yes. Is it something that lots of people do? No. Is it something that you want to do? I don't know. Might be a great coach, but I'm certainly not psychic, right? You might not want to. You might be watching this video thinking, I've not lost weight in December for 10 years, all right? Maybe the first week, and then before I know it, I'm just like, come on, it's Christmas. And then I've got all these affairs, these social occasions, and I mean, the selection boxes are out, guys, right? The selection boxes are out. I've seen them. Flipping seen lots of them, all right? So they'll be in the house. So you might say, very helpful, Mike, very helpful. Losing weight in December might not be my best plan of action, because what I've done in the past, I've skipped breakfast, I've had a salad for lunch, and then I've had a selection box in the evening. I don't really want to try and lose weight in December, because when I do, I cut the good food out, and I still eat the rubbish. So even when I lose weight, I lose energy, my mood's not great. I still drink, so I only end up cutting the good food out. Again, good. So, yeah, maybe I should just chill out. It's December, and, you know, a lot of people do that. And that's not necessarily a bad thing, because it's not what we do in December, it's what we do between January and December. It's the same as Christmas. Like, it doesn't really matter what you do between Christmas and New Year. It's what you do between New Year and Christmas, right? So, 11 weeks, 2 days, and we've scratched off about 4 weeks already. So you want to lose, we'll go back to that 14 pounds. And again, this is like a back and forth conversation. 14 pounds, imagine that you've just joined my program, 12 weeks, we'll be wrapping up New Year, and that's probably a good way of looking at it. You want to be a stone lighter, and you want to leave my program with all the tools and systems and skills to be able to keep it off and maybe even lose a bit more, right? Then December is out, 4 weeks gone. So now we've gone from 12 weeks to 8, and we're still at 14 pounds, but now we've gone at nearly 2 pounds a week. Okay, this is good. So we're at 2 pounds a week because we're not doing December, but we want to be a stone lighter by Christmas. Awesome. But we've not lost weight during any part of the year unless we've done something that didn't really work for the long term. And we've just skipped meals, or we've hired a personal trainer, or we've been good, etc., etc. The numbers don't lie, ultimately. The numbers don't lie. They're not the be and end all, but we use them for a reason, like 100%. Like, we use them for a reason, and there's definitely a value in them. I mean, just briefly, like when I jump on the scales, it's a reminder, like it's a check-in. It's a, yes, this is moving in the right direction. It's absolutely massively important. 10 years time, I don't want to look back and think, oh, coulda, woulda, shoulda. All right, absolutely not. Absolutely. So, just over £2, just over nearly £2 a week. All right. Now, over Christmas, I did mention not losing weight. The likelihood for most is that we'll put on weight. Maybe we won't exercise as much. Maybe we're not as active because it's snowing. So maybe you put on 3 or 4 pounds, right? Over the Christmas period, certainly between Christmas and New Year. So you've added 4 pounds. So if you want to be a stone lighter for next year, then we now need to lose 18 pounds, and we've got 8 weeks in order to do that, so that on the 1st of January next year, we're a stone lighter. Now this starts to get very, very interesting, okay? Now I am coming towards the close, like the bridge, so I'll bring this into landing. If any of that is making sense and it's helpful to you, feel free to let me know. Give me a like, give me some love, all right? Because I like looking forwards to look back. I think there's a value in that. Even if it's just so that we've got a bit more motivation to go and do the thing that we want to do, that we've been saying we're going to do right now. The value is in the implementation. But by looking around us, by looking forwards and reflecting back, we can actually get a sense of where we are relative to where we want to be and what that looks like, right? Hopefully that makes sense. If it doesn't, just let's just keep going with this stuff. So, if any of that sounds like you, my recommendation, and I'm not a big fan of recommendations, but if you wanted my recommendation, it would be, there's work to do, and there's work to do now. Okay, there's work to do, and there's work to do now, because if they're your goals, then it makes sense that actually putting this off will not serve you Because if we look forwards and don't take action, then on the 1st of January next year, as an example, we'll be heavier, have less energy, we'll be less motivated, and we'll have a frame of reference of, I should have done this, I could have done that, etc., etc., which actually zaps any motivation to get started again. Because your brain's a bit like, well, you didn't do it that time, so why is this different? Yada, yada, yada. And so the cycle continues. There is a feedback, by the way. There is a value in putting things off. Like, you do get something out of it. You do get you do feel good. Like, there's a reason why we get used to putting things off. I remember speaking to a former prospect. We didn't work together. I didn't make that person an offer because I didn't think that it was right for him, because ultimately I don't think he really wanted to actually change. I think he was just a bit stuck, but also a bit like, I think he might have said he can do it on his own. He's not. I've known him for years. Like, he's gone backwards. But that person, why am I mentioning that person? What did that person say specifically? Oh, it's just gone now. That person, there was a reason why I mentioned that person, and maybe it'll come back to me on another occasion. But yeah, it's you have to let people kind of find their own way, right? Still got my fingers crossed, but definitely on that occasion was I can do it on my own. Really? Do what? You do the thing that you've not done, you've been meaning to do for ages, and that you've really kind of tried it on your own? Okay. Like, where did that come from? Like, what's going on there? Anyway, bit of a tangent. So yeah, get started now. Get started now. It'll save you work later. Number one. Number two, have a structure, have a plan, have a firm. You've got the goal anyway. That's massively important. But have a checklist. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. I'm going to do this. Like, it makes it easy. If you're busy, if you tried lots of things before, then it makes sense to go back to basics, separate data from the drama for sure, but have a plan. Get someone else on board. Don't do it on your own. Like, look after your environment as well. I'm just giving you like tips that I've shared before, but the one thing that I would say, if that's where you are, is just assess what that would look like. Like, in terms of exercise, if you're not exercising, do what you like. Something's better than nothing. If your habits are not serving you, then lean into the specifics around that and look at what's going on. If your diet is not organised, then you've got 2 Ps. You can plan or prepare. I mean, these things are easy to do and easy not to do. There was a third one, but again, like when I mentioned that client, that prospect I should say, it's escaped me. But hopefully those cliff notes, those bullet points, those takeaways have served you and give you a bit of perspective, and maybe you're gonna have a great day. Speak to you tomorrow.